Oh, it was fun. Yeah.
You made an appearance on SportsCenter, you and Frank Cohen.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. First time I've been to a game at McKale in like 12 years, maybe 10,
right?
12 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, I've been to a few games on the road that they've had, but first home game I've seen in forever. So it was really fun.
My son was excited about the Badgers joining the top 25, and then they got.
Yeah, not anymore.
That was rather decisive.
Yeah, Arizona's good this year. They got a good team.
So you said the other night you were going to watch all 29 turnovers. Mm-hmm. Did you? What was that like?
I did. I watched them all.
You or the team, or?
I didn't show them to the team. That was a lot of smoke on my part. I threatened to, but I didn't end up doing it. But
what did you learn? What was that? Was that
well,
comfortable, frustrating?
Some of it is decision making, and then some of it is execution. And I'm as the head coach, I'm responsible for both. And so, what I'm seeing is areas where we can do a better job of teaching our concepts within our offense. For example, we had 3 illegal screens, maybe 4, and our timing was off on the screens. And so, and the league is everybody's really smart in the league now, and so we're the number 1 off-ball screen setting team in the league for our shooters. So everybody's learned. To run into the screener and flop, and there were probably 4 of those the other night, and we have to understand that's what's coming if the timing's not right. So if we clean up our timing, the flops don't matter. But because our timing was off, we gave them the opportunity to draw fouls, and they did a good job of that.
So how much did you show the team, if not all 29?
I showed probably 5 or 6 of them.
And what was that session like? How do you make that constructive to go forward? Is it just
we talk as a team. I let them talk about what they're seeing. I mention fundamental stuff, and then we just discuss it. It's how every film session goes. It's very collaborative and calm, and let's get better. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it, but this group won a title a year and a half ago.
Right.
We're leading all these really good teams on the road in the second half. We're really good, but we're not finishing games. And again, a lot of that is just on me to help them execute better, and on our leaders to communicate and make sure we get good possessions under pressure. And I'm really confident that as we get better with that and we improve in those areas, we're going to start closing out these games, and the team's going to look entirely different.
You once told me that it was a very powerful tool that you could critique Steph in those video sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not the only one committing turnovers, but
right.
do you do that in a situation like this?
Yeah, and Draymond. Draymond lets me coach him.
Because those two have had some big turnovers.
Yeah,
lately.
yeah. And what I tell the team is, generally speaking, Steph and Draymond are going to have 3 turnovers each every game. They handle the ball the most. But other guys can't. Wiggs had 6 the other night, and he knows he can't have 6 turnovers for us to win. So what I'm doing is, this is a great little break here in between games. We had a hell of a practice today. We'll have another good one tomorrow. I'm watching individual clips with different guys, reminding them of their roles and what's expected of them. And I think this is a good little break in the schedule that gives us a chance to improve.
I say, how much value was there both yesterday, taking a day completely away from it? I mean, in this environment, I'm sure guys could go outside, do whatever.
Yeah.
And how much value also was there in that's a longer than usual practice?
Yeah. So that's the benefit of not having a game tomorrow, is we get this day to really have a real practice, a college practice.
Right.
And those are very few and far between in the NBA. So, but the day off was great yesterday. A big group of us went down to Tucson to.
Oh, it wasn't just you, okay.
Yeah, we had
Q, obviously.
Q, but I think 7 coaches went down, and Brandin Podziemski went down. And,
that's cool.
Steph played golf. Some of the guys, I think, went out and played golf and got some sunshine. So it's a good productive off day, and now 2 good days of practice.
Least surprising news to hear that Steph played golf.
Yeah, exactly.
What can how can you address the turnovers in practice? I mean, do you go over them in video, but do you in practice? What can you tell these guys?
Fundamentals. You do fundamentals every day.
Timing on the screens,
Yeah, and you remind guys, interior passes generally have to be bounce passes. You try to throw a shovel pass on the interior, the NBA, there's almost zero chance of the ball getting through. And so it's a good reminder to me, we've got to practice that. And today there was a lot of that in our drill work, a lot of bounce passes in the lane. So some of it is film, some of it is drill work, and you just plant the seeds for the players. And you generally play as you practice, and part of the problem in the NBA is you don't practice because there's a game every other night, and so you have to take advantage of the practices that you do have.
Probably heard the last 2-minute report from OKC.
I don't care. Yeah, let's not talk about the last 2-minute report. It doesn't matter.
Well, normally I wouldn't even bring it up, but the reason it came up was it was the inbounds pass where Draymond fouled Chet. They said it was 5-second violation.
I know it was.
Yeah.
So what?
So
they didn't call it. Yeah.
No, I
doesn't matter. Yeah.
CP's back.
Yeah. Feeling much better. Feeling much
good
better.
to go.
Yeah. But Klay was sick today, so Klay did not practice.
Gotcha. And you've talked a lot about lineup, and before that game Friday night, how it looked like the starting unit played pretty well, at least in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. You're still thinking about that, or is that set for now?
No comment.
You guys have, I think, after these 2 games, 11 of 13 at home. I mean, how significant a stretch is this?
Very significant. We've fallen behind. After that good 6-2 start, we've been in a bad spell. We've lost probably 3 or 4 games that we should have won. The great thing about the NBA is there's always a game the next day, and we have 60 games left on our schedule, so there's a ton of time. I told the team we're getting big leads on the road against really good teams. That's a good sign. So it's not like we can't compete and we're all sitting here like this team's not good enough, we got to make trades. None of that. We're good, but we've got to improve in these areas, and that's on us as coaches to give you guys an opportunity to do that, and then it's on you guys as a team to execute that once we figure everything out, and I'm very confident that's all going to happen.
Last thing I wanted to ask you about was JK, who's obviously had 2 really good games in a row. And the other night particularly was aggressive shooting. I think he took 21 shots. He went to the rim a ton, which is obviously something he brings that's unique. What do you see in him these last 2 games? How much did Friday night's game?
Yeah, more time at the rim, and that's what we have to have from Jonathan. He's so powerful. He gives us a dynamic we don't otherwise have. As a young player, he still tends to gravitate towards the perimeter. We want him to gravitate towards the rim with spacing, and that means, working the dunker spot, working behind the defense, cutting at the right angles, all these little things that we see on tape and that really matter for execution purposes. He's been better with that stuff the last couple of games, and as a result, he's scoring at the rim and playing really well. So we got to stay with him on that stuff and keep teaching.
I mean, it's really hard to finish at the rim, and you guys don't have a ton of guys.
Right.
I mean, Steph's pretty creative around there, but he's got size issues, obviously. But, I mean, that's really an important thing, I would think, for him, for Jonathan.
For sure.
Just given how good he is.
Yeah, and that's been the message, since he's gotten here. That's where we need him. I want him shooting an open 3, late in the shot clock. If the ball is swung and he's open, absolutely shoot it. But otherwise, let's see, how much you can attack the rim, get the ball down there in situations where you can score. It just balances out our team dramatically.
Felt like he went to the rim a ton, and then I checked the box score. He actually shot 6 threes. He went 3 for 6 from 3.
Yeah.
But he took 21 shots, so he went
That's
to the rim.
okay.
Did both.
All that's good.
Yeah.
All that's good. But
Makes sense.
he shouldn't shoot the threes that Steph shoots or the Klay shoots. He should shoot the ones that are coming out of the offense, and that's what he's getting much better with. He's figuring out what's what.
Well, it's Steph's fault, because he, like every 21-year-old, shoots all those threes because of Steph, right?
Steph has ruined the game. He's destroyed every young player thinks they can be him. I think Steph has destroyed the game. We need to criticize him more often.